Hey guys, welcome back to Ask Snes. So here we go, another episode, and we're on episode 25. Yeah, 25 weeks. Can you believe that? I've actually managed to do a video consistently for 25 weeks in a row. I'm quite impressed with myself. That's not something I've managed to ever do on my channel. I've tried many different types of series and they've all sort of fell by the wayside and they've come back and they've gone away and come back. But this one's pretty good. It's consistent. So thank you to everybody who watches these videos. Big thank you to everyone who's asking questions as well. If you've asked me a question so far, absolutely awesome, because obviously without you guys this video series doesn't actually happen. So yeah, absolute quality. And just before I get started, I just want to say that this week I had a sort of an epiphany, and it was really strange. I'm just sitting there thinking about things, and as you can see around me, the game room is pretty much empty now. There's not a lot in here at all because I've sold the majority of my collection. And I've just cut everything back, and I've been really having a hard think about what I actually want to collect for. And I just thought to myself this week, you know what? I actually love PlayStation. As much as the original Xbox was a fantastic console and it drew me to Xbox, and then I went to 360, but then I came back to PlayStation on PlayStation 3. The PS1, the PS3 and the PS4 are all my favourite consoles of those generations. Obviously the PS4 is a bit early to say that yet because it might change, but at the moment it is, and I think it probably is going to be, because it's going to be the better console for multi-plats and exclusives on that system as well, and the Xbox will just be an exclusive system for me. But yeah, I just really thought, you know what, I really enjoy PlayStation. PlayStation 1 in particular, I absolutely adore that console. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to have a change in the game room. So what I decided to do, that shelving unit there, where you can see the PlayStation 3 and 4 boxes, that's going to be my corner of PlayStation. So everything PlayStation related is going over there. So I'm going to be collecting all PlayStation. So I know there'll be a few people going, oh God, he's buying another one. So yeah, I will be getting another one of those as well. But yeah, I don't care now. I'm just going to go full on PlayStation over there, just to go alongside my Super Nintendo Mega Drive. I think that's the best way to go, and obviously my modern stuff. And what I'm going to do, I'll put all the modern stuff in the corner over there, and I'll just leave the Super Nintendo Mega Drive behind me, or Super Famicom Mega Drive behind me, and then I'll have the wall of PlayStation over there. So yeah. Really nice idea, nice focus. I think it's going to be interesting, and hopefully over the next year these shelves will fill up around me, and it'll look a lot more like a game room again. I've got a lot of work to do in here as well. I've just got a bracket to put my TV on the wall as well, so I'm going to put a flat screen over there. I'm going to move the CRT over into the corner, so I've got my retro and my modern, because I'm going to bring the PS3 into the game room as well, and I'm going to set the Wii up as well, the original Wii. And I've just got to do a bit more decorating as well. The windowsill needs painting over there. I still haven't done that, and that should have been done months ago when I was doing the painting of the walls and things. I sanded it down, never got around to painting it, so I need to do that. And then, yeah, once that's done, get some shelving on the wall over there and decide what I'm going to do. I want to get some action figures as well. I want to get like, the new Ninja Turtles 2014 movie figures, because I really like those. I saw Jay Cyber Snake 7 pick up, I think it was Raphael, he picked up ages ago, and he put it on Instagram and it looked absolutely awesome, so I definitely want to get all 4 of those. Unfortunately, you're looking at 25 quid a pop, so you know, that's a ton, like 100 quid for 4 characters, which isn't too bad, but I mean, it's still quite a hefty amount, so I'd have to buy them 1 or 2 at a time, I think. But I want to put those up there. I've got a wall over there that juts out, so I don't know if that's going to be my Amiibo wall, because I'm going to get those Amiibo figures because they're absolutely fantastic. I'm not using them because I don't really see point in them myself. I'm still beyond me as to what the purpose of them is, and for me personally it probably wouldn't be any benefit, so I'm literally just buying them to do a Star Wars collector thing and just keep them in the plastic and hang them on the wall, and they just look nice. So but that's the plans anyway. Well, when it's, you know, plans always change with me, so you never know, the game room might be completely different in a year's time, but that's the idea at the moment. So yeah. Right guys, anyway, you're here for the questions, so let's get a crack on and see what we've got. So first set of questions are from Scribble Sam Animation. So hello Sam, thank you mate. First question is, have you ever played with a Rubik's Cube and solved it? I've played with one several times in the 80s, never solved one. I don't know if you have to have like a mathematical brain or what it is, but I just can't figure it out. I've never been able to get there. I can get like about halfway, but I can never get the whole complete thing done. It blows my mind when you see people do it in like a matter of seconds and they just whip through it. And I know there's probably a technique to doing it as well, but yeah, it's beyond me. Okay, number 2. Have you ever watched Samurai Pizza Cats? And if you could, would you watch, I didn't know how you pronounce that, Kayatu Ninden Tayendi? that's the best I can do, which is a Japanese anime that Samurai Pizzacast was based off. I've not seen. The name rings a bell. I don't know if I've heard of it or not. It just sounds familiar. So I'll look on YouTube so I can find some footage, mate. Speaking of Vanilla Ice, as you do, what are your opinions on his song Ninja Rap? I love that. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's a classic, man. I mean, it's probably only one of the best things of the film, because Ninja Turtles 2 is pretty shit. It's passable. It's not as bad as number 3, but Jesus Christ. But yeah, I actually like the Ninja Rap. I thought it was a good tune. Yeah, I'd have to have a look see if we can buy that. I'm sure that's probably on vinyl somewhere, so I'll have to hunt down a copy. Speaking of Turtles, by the way, on a side project, I watched the new Ninja Turtle film, and I actually really liked it. I was actually surprised. I didn't know what to expect. I'd seen, like, when it came out in America in October, I saw people saying how it was. A lot of people seem to have the impression, and I saw Blunty in Australia talking about this as well. I think it's Blunty 3000. I think that's his number. So pretty much everyone who's seen the film has come back and said it's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. Which I thought, well, that's good. It's a positive. I'm looking forward to it now. And I watched it, and I thought it was a really good film. It was really funny. I love the Turtles. Unlike apparently a lot of people criticise the look of the Turtles, I actually like the way they look. I think they look cool. I love them. They've all got their own distinct personalities, which is important. The action scenes are fantastic. Even Megan Fox is decent in the film, and I think she's a terrible actress, as I think most people know. But she actually does a good job. When the film started, I thought, oh, I don't know about her. And to be honest, she's the main character of the film, alongside the Turtles, obviously. But there's a lot of emphasis on April O'Neil. And I thought, oh, Megan Fox ain't going to carry this film. But she actually did a pretty decent job. I thought the visuals of the film were fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought Shredder was awesome. And Splinter looks badass. So yeah, really good film. I've actually ordered it on Blu-ray as well, pre-ordered it ready. Unfortunately, does anyone know if there's a steelbook coming? Because I can't find one anywhere. I've checked all over and no one seems to be listing a steelbook. I would love a steelbook of the new Turtles film, because it's really cool. Anyway, right, next question. Okay, do you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And if so, which are your favourite Turtle video games? Oh, there you go. Yes, I do. I love the Turtles, mate. Grew up with the cartoon, love the cartoon. Michelangelo's always my favourite. He's probably like a stock favourite that most people like, but he's just a cool guy and he's funny. And I just always love Mikey. The games, obviously Turtles in Time on the SNES is absolutely fantastic. I never knew until recently that was actually an arcade game, because the arcade game I played was the Turtles game, which I believe is Turtles 2 on the NES or the NES. And I think that's right, yeah, Turtles 2, the arcade game, isn't it? That's the one I played as a kid. So I never knew there was a Turtles in Time arcade game. As far as I was aware as a kid, there was the arcade game that I played, and then Turtles in Time came out on the Super Nintendo, and I always assumed that was like a rehash for the home consoles. I didn't realise it was an actual arcade machine. But yeah, those two are absolutely fantastic. I even liked I can't remember what it's called now, the rehash they did on PS3 and Xbox 360 of Turtles in Time. I can't remember what they called it, but I actually thought that was pretty decent. I mean, they just pretty much upraised it and made it look prettier, and it looked nice. It was fun. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I played the NES first Turtles years ago when it came out. My mate had it on his NES, but it was alright. I wasn't that impressed with it. It didn't really flow for me. I've played Turtles 2, the arcade game on the NES. I like that a lot more. That's a lot better. But yeah, Turtles in Time, best one. Played Tournament Fighters, didn't like that at all. That game is rock solid. It's just completely inaccessible, I find. You just can't fight. You just get your ass kicked. And I couldn't work out the moves, and I'm just getting beaten down constantly. It doesn't give you a chance to learn. It's a bit like Mortal Kombat in that respect. You play the old Mortal Kombats, like the first 3. They are brutal. I mean, number 2 and 3 in particular, they will kick the shit out of you. But yeah, I love Turtles anyway, they're awesome. Alright, okay. And the last question is, do you regret that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had to be renamed Hero Turtle for the UK? I think that it sucks. It does suck, but honestly at the time I don't think it actually bothered me. I don't think I was even aware, because I was only a kid, wasn't I? So I probably wasn't paying too much attention, but yeah, it is a bit stupid when you look at it. I mean, what's the big deal really? Especially back then. I mean, you know, it was like, was it 89 when the Turtles, or I think it was, I'm sure it was late 80s, early 90s. So like in the 80s, karate was a big deal anyway, ninjas and all that kind of thing. So I don't understand what the problem was. I mean, it's not like, back then it wasn't like now where everyone's overly sensitive and gets offended by every single little thing, and everyone's politically correct and can't say anything for fear of offending somebody. So I don't understand why they had to do that back then, because you know, back then in the 80s, you know, you look at the action films and things. So, I mean, I shouldn't have been watching them because I was only a kid, but you know, to be fair, I think most kids watch them. the violence in the films that we watched as a kid, you know, it was Turtles was nothing compared to like RoboCop, Predator, any of the Arnold films, any of the Rambo films. So yeah, it seems a little ridiculous at the time, but yeah, it is a shame. Right, okay, so next up, Jesus Christ. So my mate Paul, the Nooch 79, is back, so really good to see you, Paul. He put up a video a while ago. Needs to put some new videos. Paul, if you're watching this, which I hope you are, because you asked some questions, put some new videos up, mate. It's been too long. I really like Paul's channel. He's a really nice bloke. And I want to see some more Super Famicom from you, mate. So, you know, get on it. So we've got 20 questions from Paul, so get comfortable, strap in. Right, okay. So, question number 1. If you could get one system and one game to give it to your younger self, what would they be? That's interesting. Now, does that mean like the systems that are out at the time, or any system at all, even up until now? If it was up until now, if you're talking a lot younger, like you little kid, like I'd say PlayStation 1 and Crash Bandicoot, because it's just an amazing game. It would have blown my mind as a kid, that would have. Other than that, I suppose you could go back in time and give like my teenage self a PlayStation 3 with Uncharted. I'd just be like, I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd be like, ah! It'd just literally blow your mind, that would. Which systems, game boxes do you like the best? That's a good question. I like the American Super Nintendo boxes because that console had so many different variants and there's some really cool designs for the boxes. I love the Super Famicom box. It's really elegant and subtle, and I like all the different colours representing the logo around the edges. I like the Japanese Mega Drive box. I think that looks really cool. Another one that's very simple, but it really it's quite striking in its design as well, with the console on the front and the nice background, and I love the red and green MD logo as well. That looks wicked. Other than that, I suppose probably the NES as well has some pretty decent box art. Some cheesy stuff on the back with the old 80s family around the TV and everything, obviously, but yeah, I'd probably say those are my favourites. Right, okay, I'm just going to go and change the battery, guys, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, here we go again. So sorry about that. I thought the battery was charging up, apparently not. So right, okay, so next question from the Nooch 79. When are Snes-tastic t-shirts going on sale? No, I'm not doing that, Paul, come on. I'm British, I can't do that. I appreciate it, it's nice to be asked that, but no. I'm not comfortable when people say they're a fan and things like that. It just sounds weird to me. That it's just a bloke in front of a camera on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not like Johnny Millennium or Metal Jesus or Pete Dorm. I mean, those kind of people can sell t-shirts because they're massive. But yeah, not me. Okay, next one. Will you be pre-ordering Sony's Project Morpheus, or are you going to wait and see what happens? That is an interesting question. It depends on the price point, if I'm honest with you. I would like to say I'm not going to pre-order it, but I know what I'm like, so I'll probably... If say like E3 2015, they do a demonstration, which is kind of difficult with that technology, I know. But they obviously can have screens to show you, but it doesn't really give you the full effect. But if they come out of a price point of, say, 100 quid, right, for a pair of Project Morpheus goggles, and they have a roster of really great launch titles, so like 5 killer titles at launch, and then they just keep bringing them out month on month, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to pre-order it and I'm going to give it a shot. Knowing PlayStation and Sony though, they probably won't. They'll do another PlayStation Move or PlayStation Vita, and they won't support it correctly, so I probably will end up just waiting and seeing, because I really want the technology. I think the technology is awesome. It just depends what they're going to do with it, and it all comes down to the software more than anything, obviously. They need to really sell the product and show us what the benefits are. You know, what game experiences are we going to get from this? Because obviously things like survival horror, even like games like Heavy Rain would be really, really cool with Project Morpheus. You know, to have touch sensitivity as well, instead of using a control system, if they could do that some way. So I don't know how you'd do that, but like when you do the quick time moment in Heavy Rain, if you could somehow do it with your hand like that, or you could literally, like if you're going to open a door, you can literally reach in and pull the doorknob, and that would be amazing. I don't know if that's possible, but you know, I'll wait and see what they do. I'm hoping at E3 they're going to show us some more Morpheus, because it's been very quiet for a while now. They haven't talked about it, so yeah. I'll wait and see. No, me, I will just bloody pre-order it anyway. You know what I'm like. You'll see me on YouTube going, ha ha. Right. Okay, next one. I started to collect 2000 AD comics as a break from games. I guess similar to your vinyl. Is there anything else you have thought about collecting? I did think about action figures at one point, but that gets out of hand quick. I've seen like other people who collect action figures, and it can get very expensive, and you end up with just like a room full of figures, and you try cleaning them every week, and I can't be arsed with that. So that's probably the only thing, to be honest with you. It is nice to diversify that. I'm really enjoying the vinyl thing and just collecting music again, just buying music. I even bought music CDs the other day. I only bought CDs, and I don't know how long, but I decided to pick some CDs off Amazon. Basically, I've been watching a lot of Britney Spears recently, and I'm a fan of Britney. I'm not ashamed to say that. And I realised that I've actually like completely lost track of most music in the last few years. Hello, is that eBay? It is indeed. My item has been dispatched. That's nice to know. So yeah, so I'm a big fan of Britney Spears. Always have been since '99. I've got all her albums, but in the last few years, since I've been living here, I haven't really paid much attention to music as much as I should have done. I still listen to music all the time, I just haven't really paid attention to who the new artists are and what's around. And Britney's had like 4 albums out since 2008, so I was like, Jesus Christ. And obviously I've been aware of the songs that have been out, they've been on the radio and the TV and everything, but I'd never checked the albums out, so I decided to buy all 4 albums. I did buy 2 copies of Femme Fatale, because one's a 12 track and one's a 16 track, so I just thought, screw it. And the 12 track was like £1.30 or something brand new, so I thought, well, might as well buy both versions. But yeah, so music's really my big thing at the moment. I'm loving buying music. I've got some new vinyls I need to do a video for, and also I'll be showing those shortly. And I don't know if I'm going to get out to the car to check out the vinyl at all this year, because it's getting cold now and the weather's going to turn soon. I might go in the next couple of weeks actually, just before the weather gets really bad. It's probably a good idea. I'm not really into comic books. I don't know much about comic books. I've always wanted to get into them. I just don't even know where to start, because there's such a variety, and it's just, mind blowing. So there you go, Paul. There's a video for you. If you want to start, put a new video up, do a comic book video, show us some of that. That'd be really cool. So, right, okay, next question. What's with all the Ellen Page questions lately? Ellen Page or Blaze? That's a tough one. Right, Ellen Page is the obvious choice because she's real, but she's also gay, so it's kind of pointless. So I would probably say Blaze because she's hot, even though she's not real. If she was real, she'd be seriously kick-ass and she'd be really cool. So yeah, I'd go with Blaze. My partner has recently got me into Doctor Who. That's brilliant, mate. I'm glad. That's really good, and it's awesome. Damn right it is. And I love the new Doctor. Regret never really watching it before. Have you or do you watch? Yeah, I do. I love Doctor Who. I'll be honest, when I was growing up, I was never a big fan. When I was growing up, the Doctor for me, which was probably for most of my generation, was Sylvester McCoy. Now, I really liked Sylvester McCoy and Ace. I thought they were great. But I never really got into Doctor Who after that. I wasn't that bothered. I didn't watch it religiously, let's put it that way. It was only really when David Tennant became the Doctor was when I really got hooked, and I absolutely loved David Tennant. He was amazing. Absolutely my favourite Doctor. He's just unbelievable. The Russell T Davies scripts were just amazing. Stephen Moffat is a bit for me. Sometimes he's on the point, sometimes he's not. Sometimes he's just writes some weird shit. But I've always found the David Tennant episodes were the best ones. Matt Smith... I started watching Matt Smith when he became the Doctor, and I liked what he was doing, but over time it just got on my nerves, and it just got weird and convoluted, and I just found it boring. And I got to the point where Amy Pond, she got pregnant, and I just lost interest. I thought, this is getting silly now, so I just left it and stopped watching it. So when the new Doctor, Peter Capaldi, was announced, I thought, I'll give him a try, see what he's like. I watched the first episode, and I was like, this is awesome. I mean, obviously, I don't know how Clara came into the show now, because I've missed loads of episodes with Matt Smith, and I don't know what happened with the storyline. But every single episode with Capaldi so far has been absolutely brilliant. I love him as a Doctor. I love his dry wit, the fact that he's like a grumpy old bastard who just doesn't get society, and he doesn't understand what people who are low intelligence to him. He's like, well, it's obvious, you should know, that kind of thing. He's just absolutely brilliant. He just plays that part so well. And I love Clara and all. I don't know what the actress's name is, but she's absolutely brilliant. Fantastic sidekick. So there's been a couple of episodes that have been a bit like, what the fuck was that? But other than that, it's a really, really good show. I absolutely love the new Doctor. And I can't wait for this weekend as well, because it looks really interesting this weekend. Because I've had this whole thing with Heaven as well that they're building up for. So I'm looking forward to see what that's all about. But yeah, man, Doctor Who is awesome. Yeah, it's nice to see a really good, high quality British show. Because, God, we really do need them. The Americans are kicking our ass in the TV stakes. You know, we've got the capability of making great shows, but we just choose not to bother. We choose to make more reality shit. British TV, man, what a waste. Right, okay, anyway. Congrats on the Super Famicom, thank you. I recommend you get Thunder Spirits, which I've never played, so that's an idea. How are you finding the ridiculously small controller leads? I'm alright, mate, because I have got... Where the hell is it? Oh, actually, hang on, I'll put it away one second. Oh, it's right next to me. There we go, sorry about that. So I've got that, an extension cable. Because, yeah, those controller cables are crap on the Famicom. They're literally about half a metre or something, so you sit and watch the TV. So yeah, so I've got a 2 metre extension cable off eBay like years ago. So I've always held on to that, it's really, really handy. So I'd recommend getting one of them, Paul. And Thunder Spirits, I'll have a look, because I don't know much about that one. It's one of the shooters I've not played, but it does look really cool. And there's a couple of nice shooters I haven't played yet I want to play. One of them was Raiden as well, because that looks really interesting. Even though I'm more of a horizontal shooter fan, that does look like a cool game. Okay, so best and worst movies based on video games. Well, best video game movies is really hard. Mortal Kombat's probably the only one. Is any others? I mean, I don't mind the Tomb Raider films. They're not too bad. You know, they're not brilliant, but they're watchable. And Angelina's always nice to watch. Bad ones. I mean, Mario, Street Fighter. I actually like the Chun-Li film that they made a few years back. I mean, it wasn't the most amazing film in the world, but I actually enjoyed it and I got through it, and it was a pretty decent film. I can't remember what the hell it was called now. Was it Legend of Chun-Li? I think that's what it was. That was a pretty decent film. I don't think I've ever seen Mortal Kombat. Is it Armageddon, the sequel? I don't think I've seen that one yet. I need to watch that, because the first one was a really decent film. It's the best film I've seen of a game anyway. I've not watched Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal because it just looked crap, so I don't bother. It might be good, but it doesn't appeal to me, that doesn't. I mean, they've got films coming out now, like they're doing the Tetris movie. I mean, how the hell can you make a movie out of that? If it's like a documentary on the guy that invented the game, that'd be fair enough, but to actually make a film of the game makes no sense. They're doing a Warcraft movie, who gives a shit? You know, just like, do something decent. I'm still waiting for the Uncharted movie. I'm hoping they get that right. I don't know if there's any point in doing that, but I mean, it might be interesting. The Heavy Rain movie seems completely pointless to me. I don't get why they're doing that, but yeah, those are some of them anyway. Next one, apples or pears? Apples, always. Sharon Stone versus Michelle Pfeiffer. Hello? Sorry guys, just had a bit of an interruption there. Right, okay, so back to the questions. So it was Sharon Stone versus Michelle Pfeiffer. So go to Michelle Pfeiffer. She's really hot. Sharon Stone, just to be honest, she didn't really ever do it for me. It's all she's all right, but Michelle Pfeiffer's far superior. Okay, most nostalgic game you got at Christmas time? I don't know, I can't remember many games that I got for Christmas. Like, the one time I do remember is getting a pile of PlayStation 1 games like that high. I think about 10 games or something for Christmas. And obviously they weren't legitimate. But yeah, I remember I got like Crash Bandicoot 3, I think it was, that Christmas. And oh man, that game is awesome. I absolutely love that game. I love the Crash game that on PS1, but number 3 for me is the best one. Just the graphics, the level design, everything. It's just, yeah, I'd go with that one. Superb. Okay, did you get rid of your main machine and why, if you did? I did, yeah, I sold it a long couple of years back, I sold it. Basically I needed money and it was just taking up room and I wasn't really using it as much as I should have done. So the plan has always been to make another one in the future, but we just haven't got around to doing that yet. But me and my dad have always said, like, at some point we'd like to go and do another one and, you know, and try and make it even more cool. But it was a good experiment. It was nice to do it for the first time, to try and work out how it all works and put it together and everything. So I definitely, if anyone wants to make a main machine, I'd recommend doing it, especially with your father and all. It's a really good bonding experience. So yeah, definitely try that. But yeah, you never know, I might build another one. Okay, favourite Van Damme movie? I haven't seen all of Van Damme's movies. A lot of the modern stuff I don't watch, so I would probably say it's going to be Bloodsport, Kickboxer, AWOL. Actually, Time Cop. No, sorry, I'll go with Time Cop. I really like that film a lot. It's one of the films where it was a really solid film as well. It wasn't just an action movie, and he was actually quite good in it. So yeah, I'll go with Time Cop. Did you have a favourite dinosaur as a kid? Not that I can remember, mate. I mean, now I'd say it's a T-Rex, because T-Rex is a badass, even though they've got silly little arms, but they are pretty damn cool. Or Triceratops, they're pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't remember having a dinosaur as a kid that I liked. I probably did, but to be honest, my memory's crap, so. Okay, best and worst system from Nintendo, Sega, Sony and Microsoft. My god, right, for Nintendo, worst system. That's really, really difficult, because I actually like all of their systems. I've not played the Virtual Boy, so I'm not going to count that, but for the mainstream systems, the NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii U. I mean, I know most people would say the Wii, probably, just for its lack of, like, gamers games, and its more mainstream appeal, and its shovelware. And I suppose, really, I'd have to go with that. I mean, I like the system, it's got some good games on it, but it's only got a small selection of decent games that are worth playing on it. The control system's a pain in the arse. So, yeah, I'd probably say the Wii, but realistically, not. I don't dislike any of the Nintendo machines, because Nintendo machines are always great. Sega, again, it's not, I mean, it's not a machine, but you could say the 32X, because to be honest with you, the Master System is amazing, the Mega Drive is fantastic, and the Saturn, for the little I've played of it, is a really solid machine. I really like the machine, so I really can't. If I was going to pick anything, just discarding the Japanese market, just going by what we had over here, I would say the Saturn, because the Mega Drive and Master System have a much better library. So, and then we've got Sony and Microsoft. So Sony, it's going to have to be the PS2, just because I just didn't like the system that much. I was much more of a fan of the original Xbox. It blew my mind. I have grown to like the PS2 a lot more over the years, but at the time, yeah, that was my least favourite of the four systems. Microsoft, it would have to be, to be honest, all three of their consoles are really good consoles. The 360 lost its way near the end with the exclusives and the lack of games for me to play on it. So I'd probably say the 360 out of the three of them, but I really love the 360, it's got some great games. It's really hard, man. I couldn't really say that any of those consoles are bad consoles. The Xbox One is still to prove itself as well. I mean, the original Xbox is stunning. So, yeah. Alright, so, okay, next question. Which decade was better, the 80s or the 90s? 90s. 80s had great action movies and cartoons and killer music, but the 90s was my teenage years, so I had the best times, I had amazing movies, fantastic gaming, you know, in Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, N64, you know what I mean? And the 90s was killer, so yeah, definitely go 90s. Which system have you bought and sold and rebought the most times? PlayStation 2. I'm easily up to about 20 of those, if not more. I don't know, I might be a bit excessive there, but I'm pretty sure I am. Since that machine came out in 2000, I've bought tons of PlayStation 2s. I'm constantly I don't know what it is, but it just keeps coming back into my mind. And of course, I've got another one coming, so. But I don't know what it is with that bloody console. Who's that behind you? Where? Hopefully nobody. How's this for the best crossover game idea? Streets of Rage 4, The Final Fight. I think that's a great idea, mate, to be honest with you. I think that's fantastic. As long as they put all the Final Fight characters in there, I'm up for it. And with Streets of Rage, it has to be the original team as well. You know, you're going to have Adam, Blaze, and the bloke whose name's just going to go out of my head now, and I'm going to forget, Axel. So yeah, so for Axel, Blaze, Adam, and then Hagagai and Cody, that would be an absolutely fantastic crossover. And why they never done that? That'd be absolutely killer. Yeah, I like that idea. Thanks, Paul. Great set of questions, mate. Really nice. Okay, so next one's from, let's have a look. Okay, so Mike Jones asks, what do I think of Minecraft and have I played it? Is it my cup of tea? I've never played Minecraft, mate, to be honest with you. It never appealed to me. I've watched people play it and I find it fascinating to watch other people play it because they can create these amazing worlds, and some of the things that people do in Minecraft are pretty damn impressive. But for me personally, no, it's not really my kind of thing. I haven't got the patience. When I was a teenager, I would have probably enjoyed that a lot because I used to like playing things like Populous, and you know, I'd have spent the time in Minecraft if it came out when I was a kid or a teenager, because I sat there for ages like in a dark room with a mouse and just chipped away at it. But yeah, not now as an adult. Okay, my main man Skins. So thank you very much, mate. First question is hard liquor or beer? Beer. I can't do hard liquor anymore. When I was younger I could, but I think I overdid it and my body can't tolerate it now. It just killed me. So I have to drink beer because otherwise I get absolutely wrecked. Tea or coffee? Tea, always. I do like black coffee now and again, especially in the winter, but I don't like to drink it too much. And in the winter I tend to have black coffee with whiskey as well because that tends to do you well. Helps you sleep well and all. Sushi or cookies? I've never tried sushi, so I'll go with cookies because cookies are awesome always. Underpants or commando? Underpants, mate. I don't do commando. Alright, thank you for the questions. Okay, next set of questions from Kay Hewitt. So we've got a lot of questions because he always does. What did you think of the magnificent Cardiquus? Still not watched him. I'll surprise you one week, mate. I will get around to it. Just got so much on my plate at the moment. I'm just trying to find time for anything. It's a pain in the arse, but I will get there. Last week my phone's autocorrect thought Tango should be Rabbi, which I thought was hilarious. He's just asking what I thought of it. I thought that was awesome, mate. I love it when phones do that. It can be frustrating when you're typing a message and they autocorrect something and then you realise afterwards, but when it does stuff like that, it's quite funny. So. What's the craziest spell correct error you've encountered? Oh my god, offhand, mate, I've got no idea. I really can't think of anything. I mean, that's probably the best one I've seen in a long time, to be honest with you. I get it all the time on Twitter. My bloody phone will just change things just as I'm sending it, and I'll be like, oh, for Christ's sake. So my messages don't make a lot of sense. In one sentence, answer the next question. If you could be a video game character stuck on one level of a particular game and you'd be activated every time someone in the world plays it, who would it be and in what level? I would be Mario on Rainbow Road, SNES, Super Mario Kart. Jesus Christ, that's a tough one. I've got something behind it's generating. One character, one level, one game. Jesus, that's tough. I'd probably just go Simon Belmont, Castlevania 4, and the cave level, where you get them rock people that you have to smack and they get much smaller and smaller. I love that. Just because I could listen to that amazing soundtrack over and over again every time someone played me. Yeah, I love that. Tom or Jerry? Jerry, definitely. He's just a cool dude. When are you buying a Wii U? Already have. Mario Kart 8's battle mode is so different to the past iterations. Will Nintendo release an update and go traditional? I would hope so. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did. So I would think if there's enough outcry about it, they should do anyway, really. Because realistically, I mean, what were they thinking putting it into the race courses? Battle mode is battle mode. It's a completely separate thing, and they should know better than that. But oh well. What is the Nintendo magic? I've always been very fond of most Nintendo consoles, except the GameCube for some reason. But I've never been able to fathom why. So excited to get a Wii U. That's a really good question. I don't know what it is about Nintendo. They just seem to have that magic touch. I don't know, it's just like, you play a Nintendo game, and it's just so well crafted. I think that's probably what it is, that it's so well crafted, and you can see the amount of thought that's gone into the games, and the level design, and the just genius that they put into their games, and it makes it accessible and just absolute fun and a joy to play. You never get really pissed off and angry when you're playing a Nintendo game. Obviously, if you keep making the same mistake, you will, but it's usually your fault. It's not like Sony and Microsoft. All their games, I don't know, a lot of the time, they're just anger-inducing games, and a lot of developers just put things in games just to frustrate people, I think, more than anything, instead of making the game fun. And Nintendo just have their own brand. There's just something about, it's hard to, they've got that secret sauce, it's hard to just put your finger on what it is, but yeah, Nintendo are awesome, man. Can you quickly draw your ideal game character, please? If I had a pen and a paper and I knew you were going to ask me that, I would do, but I can't draw for shit. Right, next question, okay. I hope you don't mind me asking all these questions. No, I do love your videos, thank you. Or Q&A videos. For me, the most significant impact the game had on me was Mario 64. I played nothing like it in my life, everything about it. Then came GTA 5, which I would say has come second. What are your similar experiences? Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation, for definite, was a game that just blew my socks off at the time. I'm pretty crap at it though, I can't really play it, I'd find it really difficult, but at the time when it came out, that game was revolutionary. I mean, the cinematics, You know, the story that they crafted, even the little things like when you're on the comms and you got the little heads, it's just so cool. And the whole gameplay was really different and original. I mean, I hate stealth now. Stealth gets on my tits because it's in every single bloody game you buy. But for that particular game, phenomenal. You know, Sniper Wolf in particular is a moment that always sticks out in my mind because it was just so amazing the way it captivated the emotion of the moment, and it was just so dramatic. It's awesome. Psycho Mantis, I mean, just fantastic. So I'd say that's probably the first one that really made me go, wow. After that, probably Heavy Rain. That game was really cool. It's something completely different. You know, it's a fully immersive, interactive movie experience, and it was just so well done. I know some people, when I watch people talk about it, they'll say that there's too many characters and it's too convoluted, which I didn't find. I was just totally in the zone. I liked the chopping and changing between characters, and I thought the story intertwined even really well. So yeah, I'd say those two: Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation, Heavy Rain on PS3. Next question. The other week you said you disliked your McGann. Okay, I personally love those cars. What is it you dislike? The clutch, the curvy rump, or the steering? The clutch. The clutch and the accelerator are a pain in the arse, man. The clutch is like right up here. It's literally as you're about to take your foot off it. And the accelerator, you don't have to breathe on the bloody thing that like over revs the engine. It's so sensitive. And just little things like, when under focus, you can be quite aggressive with the gear stick and you can do fast gear changing. You can't with them again, you have to be really gentle, because it's French and everything has to be soft and gentle. It's just like, that's bullshit. It does my head in. It's just little tiny little niggles. You know, same with Peugeots, they're the same. It's just, nah. I need a good American Ford. That's what you want. A rugged car that you can beat the shit out of. So okay, next question. Sum yourself up as a gamer in 3 words. Indecisive, angry. OCD. It's not really a word, but it's one word. Basically, in the terms of I've got to finish the game. Not so much as like some people have to collect every single item in the game, but I have to finish the game. I can't just chop and change between games. I have to finish a game and then start a new game. I can't have 2 or 3 on the go at the same time. Mario Kart, Mario World 3D at the moment, it's okay because Mario Kart is just a drop in, drop out game. It's not really like you've got an adventure to go on. You've got a story and everything, so or levels to beat. So it's just tracks. Beef Wellington or chicken chasseur? Chicken all the way, mate. Is beef Wellington the one where they don't cook it and it's red? Because if it is, that's nasty. So yeah, I'd go with chicken. Chicken's best for anything. Thanks for answering my questions. Any further to ask, mate? Not at the moment, but if I think of anything, I will do. Thank you very much for the questions, mate. Okay. So next questions are from Java 4. So thank you very much. Okay, and the first question is, with the increasing focus on online console gaming, do you think you might try and get into it? I never used to be keen on it, but Mario Kart 8 is amazing. I've just started playing Destiny. The interaction is great fun. I might do. The only downside, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Wii U is free anyway, so that's a good entry level to get me started again. With the full console online experience, you need to play on Xbox and PlayStation, but it's going to cost me, and that's the biggest problem. I've always thought, what's the point? I've done it in the past, and it's like, do I really want to pay all that cash out? And it's not a lot. I mean, Xbox is like 40 quid a year, so it's not that expensive. But it's 40 quid that could buy me a game. And it's like, am I going to have the focus and am I going to want to dedicate that kind of amount of time to online gaming? I just find it kind of boring. It's alright with friends. When I played Forza with like, I'm trying to think what Luke's name is now. Next Gen Fanboy, Shock 16, Jurassic Junkie, and Jurassic Junkie's missus, Joe. In case they're watching this. Yeah, that was really cool. I had a great time with that. I mean, I'm shit at the game. I couldn't play it to save my life, but it was good fun because you have some banter with your mates, and that's a laugh. I like that. But other than that, I don't like online gaming. I will not play with randoms because randoms get on my tits. I just get annoyed by them. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I might do in the future. I'll never say never. Let's put it that way. And number 2, it's great to see the range of games that you play. Thank you. Are there a few that you play the most? Perhaps a couple that you go back to every now and again? Yeah, I mean, things like Uncharted, the 2013 Medal of Honor, are always games that when I can't think of something to play or there's nothing new out and I need something to just play, I'll always go back to them because they're just easy to drop in and just enjoy. And Medal of Honor in particular, it's a short campaign, so I'll just play through the whole thing and just love it. Last of Us, now and again, I might give that another shot. I've done play it through twice. It's not a game you can really just drop in and out of. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You have to play it from scratch. And retro, yeah, everything, Street Fighter 2, Turbo, Mario World, anything really, whatever I've Mario Kart, whatever I feel the need to do at the time. But yeah, in terms of variety, I like to have a variety. I can't be one of these people that just plays like FIFA or bloody Call of Duty or something. I've got to have that variety. You know, it's just like anything, like movies and music. I like a variety. So thank you very much for the questions, mate. Appreciate it. Next questions are from Muzz247365, and his first question is: did you ever think you'd make it this far with Ask Snes? Definitely not. And just before that as well, he said congratulations for the 25th episode. Thank you, mate. No, I didn't, honestly. As I said at the beginning of the video, I thought it never happened. I tried to do different series of videos on my channel, and this was just a spur of the moment thing. I was just sitting watching TV and had an idea, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put it out there, see if anyone's interested. And luckily you guys are asking me questions weekly now, so I'm getting a lot of good questions, and it's making it interesting every week for people to watch. So thank you very much, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I did not think I'd make it to 25 weeks, and I've really got into the flow of it now. It feels comfortable. You know, Thursday's my day. I sit down on Thursday, I record the video, upload it on Friday. Absolutely awesome, love it. So I saw your new Wii U video. Did you ever feel bad about all the collections you bought and sold? Yeah, of course. I've pissed a lot of money away. I've wasted a lot of money over the last 10, 15 years. Been very stupid with my money, and that's why I'm trying to like calm down and be sensible now. This is why I haven't gone out and bought a shitload of Super Famicom stuff. When I sold all that SNES stuff, I could have easily just brought back most of my collection in Japanese, but I decided not to. I decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be sensible, and I'll make sure I've got money to buy food and all the important stuff. I need to buy some new clothes. I haven't done that in a long time. I hate buying clothes. It's one of my worst things in the world. I just don't like it, which is annoying because when I was a teenager, well, in fact in my 20s in particular, I used to buy shitloads of clothes. I was always in the shops. But like my 30s, I just don't care. I just, you know, when I need them, I buy them. But that's why I never really look like I'm wearing anything different in videos, because I just can't be asked to go and buy new clothes. Because when I look at like 20 quid for a t-shirt or something, I think, Jesus Christ, that's 20 quid towards a game. And it just seems, it's the brain, isn't it, really? It's just trying to work it out. I mean, I wouldn't think nothing of spending like 50 quid on a game, but 50 quid on clothes, I'd be like, a bit much. But, but yeah, I do have regrets, obviously. But yeah, it is what it is. You can't really. You just got to say, oh, well, I did what I did, and move on and just make it better and not keep repeating yourself, which I will do, hopefully. Okay, are you going to get the Wii U GameCube controller adapter? Probably not. It depends if you can use it for multiple games or if it's just for Smash. I'm not sure yet. Plus, it's wired as well from what I've seen, which seems a bit dumb to me. Obviously, you've got the adapter, which goes into the Wii U, and then that plugs into the adapter. I don't understand the logic in that. Surely they could have had it as a wireless sender or something. I don't know. And this is not possible, but it just seems a little frustrating to have all that bloody cable all across your room. You know, it's like the 90s for Christ's sake. Did you decide on getting a PC Engine? Still on the fence, not sure. To be honest, now I thought about doing this PlayStation thing, I'm probably thinking not at the moment. I'm going to hold off on wait, because it's quite an expensive thing to get into. I mean, you're talking about 80 to 100 quid just for the console, you know, if you want a decent box one. And then there's 45 quid for the SCART cable on top of that. And then you've got to buy games, and I just think, all that money could go into Super Famicom, so there's not much point really. But maybe next year. But I'm not going to say never, because I do like the console. And do you buy your current gen games new or second hand? Mostly new, depending on what they are. I mean, most of the time I'll either buy them on launch only if there's something I really, really want to play and I can't wait. If not, I'll wait a month or two and get them when they drop down to 20, 25 quid. But generally I buy them new. I don't like to buy them used, because people don't look after their stuff and you get scratched up discs, and I can't be asked for all that. So, I mean, I know Blu-ray discs, I think, are unscratchable for the most part, but I just don't like buying used games unless I really have to. I mean, sometimes I will. I mean, I did on the PS4, I bought a couple, like Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and Wolfenstein, because they were selling them dirt cheap, so I thought, well, you know, it makes sense really, save some money. So, yeah, I mean, it all depends. If they're on there and they're like mint, they've been played once and they're cheap, I'll go for it. So, thank you for the questions, mate. Next questions are from LFC Gamer. And the first question is, what is the weirdest thing you've eaten? There isn't anything I can think of, to be honest with you, mate. I mean, I haven't really pushed myself instead of food and trying different things. I mean, I should do, because I'll eat anything, but yeah, I've never eaten anything weird that I'm aware of. If you were a video game character for one day, who would you be and why? It's got to be Nathan Drake, isn't it? Obviously. I think Nathan Drake's awesome. You go on adventures, you know, you hang out with cool people, you get to hang out with Sully. Yeah, definitely Nathan Drake. What is your favourite arcade game of all time? Final Fight. Definitely. It's a tough one because I always find it hard to pick which one, but it's always between Final Fight, Operation Wolf, Pit Fighter. Those are the main three. But yeah, Final Fight, absolute classic. It's one I used to always go to in the arcades as a kid, so I'll definitely go with that one. If you could describe the One Direction, if you could describe One Direction with one word, what would it be? Baffling. Let's put it that way. They can't sing, and yet they made so much money and they've got such a massive career. So, well done, Simon Cowell. Which actresses and singers did you have a crush on during your youth? Madonna, obviously, had to be. Yeah, probably just Madonna. She was really fit. Teenage years, probably like Gwen Stefani. Yeah, I'll go with them too. Okay, what are your favourite toppings on pizza? Anything. Chicken, chilies. I love jalapenos on pizzas, they're amazing. I like beef, you know, tomatoes, cheese. I like black olives, just anything. Pizza is good, so just chuck it on there. And do you think that smartphones have dumbed people down? Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. They've ruined society in a way. Because all you do is see people like that all the time, constantly looking at a bloody phone, updating the status and Googling everything. And the younger generation seems to, and no disrespect to the younger generation, but from every time I see the younger generation, they seem to be like losing their intelligence quickly, and they don't know basic general knowledge facts, which worries me. It really bothers me. I've seen people on TV, and I know it's like a random interview, but people who don't even know who David Cameron is, or they know his face, but they don't know what he does. If you don't know who David Cameron is, you need a good slap, because that's just ridiculous, you know. So yeah, I mean, obviously they've dumbed down people in terms of like they don't learn anything, they just look it up on Google or Wikipedia, and it's just ridiculous. What is your favourite supermarket and why? I don't have a favourite, mate. I just go to whichever one's got the best deals on. At the moment, I go to Morrison's because Tesco's has gone right downhill, and their pricing is just all over the shop. They're up and down like a bloody fiddler's elbow, so I can't be arsed with them. Morrison's is decent. The service is better as well. My local Tesco's went downhill for about a year, and the customer service went out the window, and they didn't give a shit. And so I stopped going there because it was just crap. And I started going to Morrison's because they were a lot friendlier. They'd have a conversation with you on the checkout and be nice people, and they'd bag your stuff if you wanted them to. And the prices are decent. I mean, their pizzas are overpriced. They're ridiculously overpriced. You know, and they're like £4 for a bloody pizza in Morrison's. Like, screw that. You can go down to Tesco and get them for £2, and they're like Chicago town and not like crap ones. So yeah, you can buy the Morrison's own pizzas, but they're shit. I tried one the other week and they're bloody awful. Next question. What is the worst reality show you've ever watched? Oh my god. I mean, probably the only way is Essex, if I'm absolutely honest. And I didn't watch a full episode because it was that shit. It's just absolutely mind-numbingly stupid. I just do not see the point in those kind of shows. It's just shining the spotlight on dumb people and making them like think they're popular and famous for nothing. It's like, come on. We shouldn't be shining light on them. We should be shining a light on intelligent people. People who are actually doing something worthwhile in the world. Not people who are just having fake tans and waxing and talking bollocks. It's just pointless. I hate that show. Would you like to compete in the bull run? Hell no. Stuff that. I like watching people try and run from it, but I ain't doing that. No way. You ever been stung by a bee? Yeah, absolutely, and it bloody hurts. Do you hate it when drivers, for no reason, overtake you, even when you're going the right speed and they're going at least 10 or 15 miles more than you? Yeah, I hate that. I can't stand it when people are right behind you. I automatically slow down deliberately just to piss them off. But I can't stand it when you're going like... The other week I was going like 60 mile an hour on a 60 mile an hour road, and this twat behind me overtook me, and I'm like, mate, it's a 60 mile an hour road, you should not be going 70 or 80 mile an hour, you dickhead. And I just don't understand why people get so like that, so aggressive and have to just, you know, rush ahead. It's like, calm down, chill out, enjoy the drive. You know, I like driving, I enjoy the actual act of driving my car. So, yeah. But yeah, if someone's right behind me, and I've had it a few times, I deliberately slow down and I will hit the speed limit and bollocks to them. You know, I've had it before. I remember once I was at an island, and on this island, it's a very small island, and I was turning right, and all the cars were backed up onto the island, so there's no room. So I wasn't going to drive over there until they'd moved on, because obviously I'd block the island up and stop everybody getting on there. This dickhead behind me starts beeping his horn, having a right go, and he's just constantly meh, 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 and I'm like, screw you, mate, I'm not going anywhere, I'm waiting. So when the traffic moved along, I continued around the island, and he followed me down the road. Like, he wasn't following me, but he was going the same direction. So I deliberately just stayed at 30 mile an hour, solid 30, all the way down the road, and it really pissed him off, and I was really happy. So, so there you go. Thank you for the questions, mate. Great stuff. Okay, so we've got any more? Okay, so Ross, Is it Ross Pitcairn? I think that's how you say it. So thank you, Ross. He asks, what are your favourite and least favourite game genres, and what do you think about the Donkey Kong Country series in general? Favourite genres are going to be scrolling beat 'em ups, platformers, shoot 'em ups, third person action games, third person shooters, FPS. I love first person shooters. Least favourite are going to be RPGs. I've never been able to get into them. I don't understand them. I find them frustrating, especially not action RPGs. What's called turn based? That's just beyond me. Strategy games, I don't understand them either. I find them quite boring. In terms of Donkey Kong Country, I love the series. They're absolutely fantastic. Not so keen on the Wii games because they're just too hard. I've not played Tropical Freeze because of the fact that I played Donkey Kong Country Returns, got to World 6, and I got my arse handed to me. I just could not do it. It was ridiculously solid. Great game, but stupidly hard and unfair, and just didn't give me a chance to beat it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I do like the series. So we have one more question from Kay Hewitt, and that is, whatever happened to the Getaway 3? I'd love to see that Getaway release. There's even a trailer for it on YouTube a few years ago. Yeah, I did hear a few months ago that there's supposed to be rumours going around that Sony are looking to resurrect the new Getaway game for PS4, and also there was it Killing Day, I think it was called, and 8 Days as well. So there were a few of them games that were announced for PS3 that never made it out. That are apparently, there's a possibility they might still be coming out. I would love to see it because that original video for Getaway looked absolutely fantastic. And imagine what it looked like on PS4 now, it would look even better. So yeah, I would love to see that. Fingers crossed. Because they're pretty decent games. Okay, I think that's the last question. Yes, that's the last question, guys. So there you go. So that is episode 25 done and dusted. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. It's really, really good. That was a lot of really great questions and a lot nice variety, which I always enjoy. So if you've got any questions for me, guys, obviously just leave them down in the comments below. And you have until next Wednesday will be the cut-off date, because I always film these videos on a Thursday. So if you get the questions in before Wednesday, or the latest on Wednesday, that'd be great. So before Thursday, I'll just start again. Yeah, drop me a question down below if you're interested anyway. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And obviously if you want to see more videos, just click on subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all again next week.